appears that he breakfasted lightly, only a short while before his death. My suspicions have been
Okay, der wurde offensichtlich von irgendeiner Pflanze.
The director of Kew Gardens died from poisoning, plant poisoning to be more exact.
You mean...
Yes, it is murder.
We should inform Lestrade.
Yes, but do remember, Watson, that I discovered the murder. The challenge is mine.
The challenge, Holmes?
We need to locate that deadly plant. Such a perfect murder appeals to me.
Murder of any kind appeals to you. Is that all we need to do?
No. We also have the people working at Kew Gardens. Martin Hamish and the son of the victim, Albert Dunn.
And also Miss White, of whom we spoke with Mr. Hamish. Should we bring them all here for interrogation?
No. A few innocuous questions at Kew will suffice, as well as a discreet delve into their personal affairs. Yes, Watson. It is time now to open the doors.
Even those in the staff building? I suppose that is necessary.
We should also be concerned with the victim himself. After all, we don't know very much about Montague Dunn.
You're enjoying this already, aren't you?
More than a little.
Hier macht auch alt Spaß. Ja? So, auf nach Kew Garden, oder? Jawohl. Kew Gardens. Auf geht's. Auf geht's, ab geht's, ab 3 Tage. Auf geht's, ab geht's, 3 Tage. Mit Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes. Da, 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 da. Da ist wieder das Saints Row Zeichen. Aber egal, was soll's. Fortfahren. So, mein Kumpel, reden wir mal mit dir. Jetzt mal schauen wir uns an den Typ. Kurzsichtig, billige Brille. Dreckiger Kragen. Unverheiratet. Hä? Ne, blöd oder so, oder? Hä? Ah, hier noch. Hände eines Gärtners.
Mr. Hamish, can you explain to us what happened to the colonial collection? It seems somewhat depleted.
But, oh, most likely maintenance work, tidying up.
You're not sure, then? But you're the deputy director.
Well, I am busy. I cannot be everywhere at once.
Albert told us about the tragic death of Mr. Dunn, the late director of Kew Gardens.
Tragic indeed. His heart attack was quite unexpected.
As deputy director, how was your relationship with Montague Dunn?
To be honest with you, Mr. Holmes, it could have been better. You see, every Tuesday he would carry out his inspection of the gardens, but it was solely to make an impression. Great pretense that he cared at all. He would give out absurd orders, ignoring anyone else's opinion. He would then disappear for the rest of the week. He was what some might call a man of action. I'd say rather he was overzealous and chaotic. So after all, it was no wonder, perhaps, that he ended up like that, if you take into consideration his kind of lifestyle.
You mentioned that Mr. Dunn led a particular lifestyle.
Well, it's no secret that he enjoyed, celebrating, shall we say. He was a member of the London Smart Set. He was famous for it. That and...
And...
He had an eye for the ladies, to put it mildly, Mr. Holmes.
Tell me, Mr. Hamish, do you grow the more deadly variety of plant here?
You mean insectivorous? Yes, but nothing larger than that.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Okay.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
Ah, gehen wir einfach mal rein. Können mir immer helfen. Ist immer nett. Schauen wir den auch erstmal an. Mustern wir den mal. Tief traurig, ja, das glaube ich leider, wenn sein Vater tot ist. Beim Rasieren geschnitten. Okay. Saubere Hände.
Who is Miss Margaret White?
Miss White?
She is the young lady who studies with me. She visits here sometimes to help out with the greenhouses. In fact, she should be here today. She wanted to work at the seed house. That's the small greenhouse across from the large glass house.
Do you work here?
Yes, but part-time only. For I'm also studying botany at the University of London.
You're following in your father's footsteps, then. That is commendable.
Well, even if botany is not my strongest suit, there are people who say that I could be a good manager.
We noticed that a part of the colonial collection has been cleared.
Ah. At the moment, I'm just dealing with the storage room. I don't know much about the other rooms.
I imagine that your relationship with your father may have been a strained one.
Yes. I cannot say that he was a kind man, for he never listened to me at all. He forced me to work here. But now, after his death, I've been pondering it over. Perhaps he wasn't so wrong about me after all. I have to follow his path. I have to manage Kew Gardens. And I can do it. I can be as good as any other who works here.
Would you please tell us about Martin Hamish, the Deputy Director?
Well, I have to tell you that Mr. Hamish is not and has never been the Deputy Director of Kew Gardens. My father would not have tolerated it.
Indeed? That is most interesting. He told us that he was.
Yes, because he believes that the management should be passed down to him now that my father is dead. But in actual fact, Mr. Hamish only has the honour of being the garden's longest-serving employee. In fact, if we are to think logically at all, it should be me who takes over the management of Kew Gardens.
Do you not have a good relationship with Mr. Hamish?
I suppose so. But we have very little in common. Mr. Hamish loves his plants and Kew Gardens, and I cannot say that I share his passion.
I see. And how was his relationship with your father?
Oh, he hated my father. It was obvious. He would be furious whenever my father boasted of Kew Gardens in the newspapers or at conferences. He was convinced that my father was stealing all of the credit for himself. That my father treated Mr. Hamish in the same way as he treated anyone. Dismissively. With indifference.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon. Farmhouse.
Okay. Gehen wir mal rein da. Das Gewächshaus.
According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
Okay. Ah, jetzt sind wir wieder da. Okay.
According...
Ja, wurscht jetzt die eine jetzt. Die Mess, was weiß ich, wie sie heißt.
There is a smell of burning.
So, zum Teufel. Hä? Herstelle. Sie brauchen einen Topf.
The symbol is not from Kew Gardens. A door handle? Why would anyone throw such a thing in the fire? The door handle to the Colonial Collection and that of the fireplace are made of the same material. A broom handle was half burned. The remains of a picture frame.
Long.
A protective mask. Someone set it alight, but it did not burn. The plants were set alight fairly recently. Some have not completely burned.
Also ich glaube ganz stark, dass da jemand versucht, den Beweisen für mich.
Look, Holmes, this charming lady must be Miss White. She's entering the seed house.
Open.
Ah, hallo. Hallo.
Good day to you, miss. You have some
Was hast du
very
mir
beautiful
zu
plants
sagen?
here.
Why, thank you, sir. And good day to you too. But...
Oh, I do beg your pardon. My name is Dr. John Watson. This is my good friend, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
I am honored to make your acquaintance, gentlemen. My name is Margaret White. Excuse me, but are you Sherlock Holmes, the great detective?
Yes, I am he.
What a pleasure to see you here at Kew Gardens. Are you working on a case?
Erstmal die Mustern. Erstmal Mustern hier. Teures Parfum. Ja, das kann ich leider nicht riechen. Arme Familie, okay. So, jetzt wieder übersehen.